Calling here to show you a series of neck stretches that could be really helpful if you have tightness in your neck. You want to increase more range of motion. So first of all, I'm going to show you stretches for the two muscles that lift your shoulder blades up. So if you have a tendency to hunch or have a lot of stress that you tend to carry in your neck and upper shoulder area, this could be very helpful for you. This will also help me to demonstrate for you the procedure that we're going to use for all these different areas that we stretch. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is you take your right hand, you're going to put it underneath the edge of the chair here. So there's three different things that we're going to be doing in order to stretch the muscle. We're going to first anchor one side, so one end of where the muscle attaches. So we're going to work on this trapezius that attaches here and attaches up here. So I'm going to anchor this shoulder down so it can't rise up when I go to pull my head away and stretch this muscle out. So I'm going to anchor here. I'm going to then take this left arm, bring it over the top of my head, on top of the ear here, and I'm going to pull as if I'm tilting my left ear toward my left shoulder, bringing this ear away, my right ear away from my right shoulder. So I'm going to stretch it about as far as it can go, and then we're going to do something called contract and relax, and this resets the length of the muscle so it goes back to normal. What you're going to do is you're going to only use about 10% of your strength, so it's very light, but all you're going to do is you're going to then push back into the hand that you're using to do the stretch. So in this case, I'm pulling toward the left. I'm going to gently push back with my head into this left hand. So I'm going to push back 10% of my strength. I'm going to hold it for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath, and I let it relax. And I pull myself a little more into that stretch. So again, I'm going to do the same thing, pushing my head back this way into my hand. 10% of my strength, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I let that relax again. And one more time, pushing back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And I let that relax. And once I get to the end here, I'm just going to hold it for about 10 seconds. 5 to 10 is fine. So then you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So you'll do the left side the exact same way. Now we're going to focus on this muscle called the levator scapula, which runs from the top of the shoulder blade up to the back of the neck. You're going to anchor again. You're going to this time take your hand, instead of having it right by your side, you're going to bring it back toward the back leg of the chair. You could even grab the back leg of the chair if you like. From this position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my head straight forward. I'm going to turn 45 degrees to the left, and then I'm going to tilt my head down as if I'm looking at my left front pocket. From this position, I'm going to take my left hand and put it on the back of my head. I'm going to gently pull my head down so my chin might be touching my chest at this point. And my right shoulder should be anchored well here. And again, I'm going to gently push back with 10% of my strength into this left hand. So I'm going to push back with my head. I'm going to do it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second. Take a deep breath. Let my head relax, let my neck relax, and pull myself into more of a stretch. I'm going to repeat this again and push back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I take a deep breath. And then I let it drop farther forward. And one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And I let it drop even more. I hold it for about 5 seconds. I let it relax, and then I would do the same thing on the other side. So now we've worked the muscles that raise the shoulder blade up. Next thing we want to do is stretch some of these muscles through the front of the neck. So we're going to first target these muscles called the scalenes that run right through here. What I'm going to have you do is you're going to take your fingertips and come right on top of your collarbone here. You're going to anchor that collarbone, your elbow pointed down toward your right thigh here. So we're going to stretch out the right side to show you. And what you're going to do is anchor this like so. And then you're going to slowly turn your head as far as you can to the left. And you should start to feel a big stretch through here. So you're going to take it as far as you can, and then you're going to take your left hand and put it right on your cheek. And you're going to slowly turn your head back into your hand. So same contract, relax as we did before. You're going to push back for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. As you breathe out, try and push your head a little farther into rotation here. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And just let that relax. And you can see how it's rotating more. And one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And just let that go. And then hold for 5 seconds. And then I would do the same thing on the other side. So this gets these front scalene muscles to let go very nicely. Now we're going to target these muscles called the sternocleidomastoid muscles, which come from behind your jaw here down into this collarbone area. So for this, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to anchor again like this. I'm going to demonstrate again on the right side. Elbow pointing downward, fingertips over the top of your collarbone. This is going to be a little bit different. So this time I'm going to turn my head 45 degrees to the left, but I'm going to tilt my left ear back toward my left shoulder blade. So I'm tilting back this direction. And I'm going to bring my left hand over the top here, and I'm going to gently try and tilt my head forward into that hand. Once I've gotten a good stretch here, I'm going to just gently push 10% of my strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. Let it relax. Get a little more stretch there. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing back. Deep breath. Let that go. And one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And let that relax. Hold it for about 5 seconds. Let it relax. And then we would do the same thing on the other side. So again, I'd anchor here, tilt this ear back toward this shoulder blade, bring this hand over the top, stretch like so. All right, so now we're going to target the muscles through the back of the neck. So for this, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you first bring your chin down to your chest or toward your chest. You're going to put your hands, you can interlace your fingers if you like, behind your head here, and you're going to gently bring your head farther forward, getting a good stretch right through the neck here. You're going to pull down, stretch as far as you can, and then again you're going to push back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And go ahead and pull your head a little bit more forward. Again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath. And just let it fall forward. And one more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing your head back into your hands. Deep breath and let it fall a little more forward. Hold for 5 seconds. And let that go. Now I'm going to show you a way to actually release some of the musculature right under the base of the skull, because these muscles, called the suboccipital muscles, can get very tight. So I'm going to turn around to show you this. In order to do this, we're not doing any resistance this time. But what I'm going to have you do is start with your thumbs, and you're going to actually be pushing in and up a little bit on each side of your spine. So if you take your fingers and you run right under the base of your skull here, you can feel a little lip there of bone. And you'll eventually, if you go from the outside in toward the center of your body, you'll run into your spine. It's going to be hard, and it's because it's a bony substance there. Now what you're going to end up doing is you're going to take your thumbs and put them right on either side of your spine, and you're going to point them inward, like at a 45-degree angle, and a little up. So you're going to come right in and up like this. You're going to put your fingers on the back of your head. And from this position, what I'm going to have you do is tilt your head forward and then tilt your head backwards as far as you can go. And you're going to do this 3 times, nice and easy. And you should feel some tender spots in there. If you like, you can kind of hang out in this position when you tilt your head back, because that's when you're going to be really hitting those spots, those potentially tender areas the most. After you've done that 3 times, you're going to move your thumbs out about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from your spine. You're going to put your thumbs in that same angle, kind of going up and inward toward, at a 45-degree angle, going like this. You're going to do this again 3 times. And then you're going to do this one more time, coming out again about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then you'll actually feel the base or the outside edge and at the base of your skull here. And you'll be putting your thumbs there again and doing that again. Now if you want to, you can also bring your thumbs along your spine and go a little farther down, about 1 inch down from underneath the base of the skull, and do this again 3 times, and then go about another inch down and do it again. All of this opens up the small muscles around the spine here and under the base of the skull here. So for best results, I would recommend doing these stretches twice a day. I would do them in the morning when you first get up. It sets the tone for the musculature throughout the whole rest of the day. And then if you do them again at the end of your day, what that does is it resets the length of the muscles so that when you sleep, your muscles are in a nice relaxed state. So that when you wake up again, you start to get a cumulative effect going in the right direction. Otherwise, if you go through your day and you start to build up tension and you don't release that, then you have to wait till the next morning and reset the length, and then you're right back into the building up the tension again. So anything you can do to start to get the ball rolling in the correct direction of teaching these muscles to stay more relaxed and more open is going to be